What's up? Here again, talking to you about the Ubisoft conference that just ended, and actually it was pretty good. In a lot of ways, actually, it was a bit better than Microsoft's because it wasn't as stiff or as wooden. Microsoft had a lot of talking and it had a lot of technical specs, and it wasn't that exciting. This isn't. It still had a bit of that too, but it was a bit more fun, I will say. One thing that I am surprised about and kind of glad about is they didn't bring any hosts or anything like that. The last 2 years, Ubisoft had Aisha Tyler hosting the event, and as much as I love Aisha Tyler, yeah, a lot of her stuff it wasn't great. So the fact that they didn't call her back this year, it's not surprising, especially after last year. It was really bad, but it was Mr. Bud. Okay, that she's not here. Alright, so the first big thing that Ubisoft brought to the table is a crossover between Mario and the Rabbids, because that's apparently something we've all been waiting for. Haven't you wanted to see the most iconic gaming symbol in history partner up with the single most annoying mascots to ever be created? I really hate the fucking Rabbids. I haven't even played any of the Rayman Rabbids games. I just hate the fucking Rabbids. But okay, like the game itself actually didn't seem bad. Apparently, somehow, the Rabbids world and the Mushroom Kingdom got mixed up together, and it's fucking everything up. And you had to team up with a bunch of Mario heroes and a bunch of Rabbids dressed up as Mario heroes to fight evil Rabbids who are doing shit. I don't know. One thing that is surprising is that this is a tactical shooter, which is okay. I did not see that coming. One thing that is actually kind of cool is that Shigeru Miyamoto actually came on stage with Yves Guillemot, I think that's his name, the head of Ubisoft, and that was actually pretty fun. Miyamoto actually brought out 2 replicas of the guns that they're using in the game, and like just kind of dicked around with each other for about a minute, and it was fun. Miyamoto's always awesome, so that's not surprising. And apparently they've been friends for years now, so I guess this isn't as unusual as it would seem, except it is. I will say that I did see something about this a while ago, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. I definitely didn't notice the fucking Rabbids on the poster, so that kind of snuck up on me. But okay, like I said, it didn't look bad or anything like that. I mean, it has some pretty decent exploration. The combat is actually looks pretty tight. Each character has their own strengths and abilities and attacks that they can use. You can even chain attacks together between certain characters. Like if Mario does something that like blows an enemy into the air, Luigi can shoot him and keep him up there, and Mario can shoot him again, and stuff like that. And you can run into enemies and just like knock them over, or two characters can help each other like get over certain obstacles, and gain advantages like that. Like, it's really tactical, and I think that's really interesting. And the way the characters interact with each other, there's no dialogue, obviously, but the interactions that they've shown, some of them they're pretty funny. I've never really been into the Rabbids sort of hyperactive slapstick, which, I mean, I like slapstick. It's just a lot of the Rabbids humor involves mindless screaming, and that's not funny to me a lot of the time. So, but this seems like it'd actually be kind of funny, maybe. I'm not sure, but the game itself looks fine. I'm not complaining about it. It actually kind of reminds me of XCOM. So, you know, anyone who likes XCOM and likes Mario might be into this, or likes the Rabbids. I'm just saying, there's something for people here. Yeah, it's not bad. They showed more of Assassin's Creed Origins. Not much of it. They just showed a trailer, and apparently, which is going on now, which is by the time I actually get this video rendered and uploaded, will be long over. There was a like a 30-minute demo for Assassin's Creed. So, okay. Like, they didn't really show anything new. Just, hey, Assassin's Creed. Hey, we're coming out with another Assassin's Creed game, and we showed pretty much everything in Microsoft. Why did we do that again? It really seems counterintuitive that we would actually let Microsoft show one of our flagship titles more than we did, but no, whatever. And then they showed The Crew 2, which is actually pretty interesting. Never played The Crew 1. Wasn't interested. Not particularly interested in this, but it is fascinating because it isn't just street racing. It isn't just car racing. You got street racing with cars. You got off-road racing with like dirt bikes and four-wheelers and trucks and stuff like that. Then you got speedboat racing and airplane racing, which is like, okay, yeah, like, did not expect that, but there you go. Crew 2 expanding itself. Not bad. Good on you. Then they actually showed 2 South Park games. The one we knew was coming out, The Fractured Butthole. It's very clearly inspired by the superhero boom in movies, and even kind of has its own Civil War thing going on. It seems about as fun as South Park Stick of Truth. So if you like that, you'll probably like this. Which isn't really all that surprising. We knew this was coming since last year. It's just kind of reinforcing, yep, this is definitely a thing we're doing. And I'm glad. And you know what? I'm grateful for that. It was a fun trailer. It was fun. And another one is, I don't know if anyone else knew about this. It's new to me. There's a South Park mobile game called Phone Destroyer. It's a thing. It's happening. But unlike Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole, it isn't sticking to one particular genre. It starts out with Cartman saying, calling you up. You're the new kid again. Calling you up and saying, hey, we're playing Cowboys and Indians. Put on your cowboy shit and come play with us. But then it just starts throwing more and more shit in, like aliens and wizards and angels and just all sorts of shit. And like, it might be fun, but I'm wondering if anyone else is getting kind of a Final Fantasy All the Bravest feel from it. I mean, maybe not that fucking awful, but just, you know, like it's maybe the fact that it doesn't have a clear vision is the points, but I don't know. Then they have a new VR game with Elijah Wood called Transference. I have no idea what it's about, but it's a thing. It seems like there's some sort of conspiracy It's a conspiracy story with like you're playing through a some sort of science experiment, and it's kind of verging on augmented reality by saying that Elijah Wood is actually partnering with Ubisoft to bring this thing that's supposed to be the game, but it's actually some sort of experimental technology or something like that. It seems interesting, but I'm not sure what it's actually about. It might be some sort of investigation thing or something like that. It features like live action acting, like the old school FMVs. So like I think that might be the hook to it. It's like those older games. So I'm not sure. Then a new game, completely new game, is Skull and Crossbones, which is another multiplayer pirate game. While I was watching this, I really tried hard not to say, "Oh, it's like Sea of Thieves," but it's not really. I mean, it is in the fact that they're both pirate games, and so you kind of expect certain things from pirate games and anything, but this does seem fairly different. Like I don't know if you are it is multiplayer, but I'm not sure if it's multiple people on a single crew, or if each individual player mans their own ship, and like I think that's what it is. I think it's each character has their own ship, and you partner up with other people in their own ships, and each ship has like different capabilities. Like some are faster, some are more durable, some have better cannons, stuff like that. And there's PvP, obviously. I don't know if there's a campaign. There might be, not sure. It looks like it's entirely ship battles. The game is actually built. I'm guessing it's based off of the engine from Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag. The ship combat in those games. That's actually where they got the idea for it from. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be in that same type of engine. So I doubt there's going to be like you can board enemy ships and like fight people like that, but you never know. I'm not sure, but it looks like there's going to be a few game modes. The one they showed, it's kind of like Capture the Flag, except you get as much treasure in a specific area as you can while fighting off the other team. And that was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty cool because you got to show it showed a lot of strategy with the different type of ships and what each ship can do and it looked good. It looked fun, really good. I can see a lot of people having fun with this. I can have fun with this. It does seem interesting, and at the end of the game mode, like pirate hunters actually come in and you can't fight them. So after the game mode ends, you actually have to after you get as much treasure as you can. Whoever has the most treasure, essentially the winner of the game, has to escape from the pirate hunters, and like it's an interesting idea. But I can kind of see people getting kind of pissed off about it, because like if you win, now you basically have to run for your life, and if the pirate hunters manage to get you, then even if you win, you still lost. So like I'm not sure how penalties are gonna work in terms of that. If you lose, you just lose. There's nothing else. But if you win and you have to escape, but you fail to escape, like what kind of penalties is that going to inflict? Are you just going to lose everything? Are you going to lose a portion of whatever you have? What are the rewards of winning? Is basically what I'm. What are the rewards of winning, and what do you risk losing if the pirate hunters get you, and are these pirate hunter characters going to be in every game mode, or is it just this one specifically? It's like they gave us a lot, but they also gave us a lot of questions. Is what I'm saying. It's interesting, and I want to know more about it. But yeah, so okay, yeah. They also showed a quick little CG trailer at the end. I'm guessing one of the pirates got successful, but something like dragged a down ship even further down, and it's like, and so like, is there like supernatural shit in this world? Because the guy actually explained that the world evolves with the players, so I'm assuming that means that, you know, the government will actually like get more, will actually be improved and react to the players' actions, which is interesting. But it might also mean that there's like supernatural shit in this world, you know, like in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, you know, you have ghosts and the Kraken and all sorts of magic and shit. So that's something to look out for. There might be like might be sea monsters and shit you have to deal with in this game, and I think that would be cool. Then they showed Just Dance. They actually had a whole stage performance with some singer. I don't know who the fuck she was. I didn't really care. Like, the song wasn't terrible, so it was 3 minutes. I didn't find particularly offensive. It had a couple of dance crews on there too. It was whatever. It's Just Dance. Okay. Then they showed a new game called Starlink Battle for Atlas, which is it's a dog space exploration dogfighting game, which is cool, but it's a shipbuilder in the vein of, say, Lego Dimensions or Skylanders. Like, you actually have to buy a physical thing in order to play the game, and you can build ships using actual building physical ships, like toy ships, to play in the game. And okay. You know, you got Skylanders, you got Disney Infinity, like I said, Lego Dimensions. It's a thing. It makes money, so I'm not surprised Ubisoft is just jumping the fuck on it. Another game they showed is Steep. Apparently they announced it last year, or it released sometime last year, but I don't remember it. Yeah. And while the woman was talking about it, it had something to do with sports. I just said, what is this game? And then they actually show it, and it's a snowboarding / skiing game, which, okay, no wonder I don't remember it. Like, if you're into this, I'm sure it's good. You know, it looked fine. I'm not entirely sure what to look for in a snowboarding game, but hey, you're into that sort of thing? You got Steep. There you go. Then they showed Far Cry 5, which we all knew was coming out, but we got a little bit more information about it. We've all sort of come to the conclusion that it's that the antagonists of this game are some sort of cult, or maybe a religious extremist faction, and that does seem to be the case. I do think they're a Christian cult, you know, one of those Waco, Texas type of deals, you know. And you are apparently playing a mercenary. I'm not sure. It mentions hired gun. So did you get the hired guns, and you just live in this town that the fundamentalist assholes, that the cultist assholes took over, or are you part of the mercenary crew that was brought in to take care of the cultist assholes? These are questions I'd like to know, but you are part of a crew. You have people working for you. You can act, and you can direct them to aid you in any way that you need. You got this sniper lady who in the game you direct in. The dude directed in up to a water tower, who proceeded to snipe some of the dudes who were executing people on the streets. Then you called in a dog. You have a fucking attack dog in this game, and that's cool. Then you have this dude in a plane who is like shooting things, and you can drive in planes and shit like that. There's co-op, of course. Far Cry 4 had co-op, which I think worked well. But so it's not surprising that it has it in this one too. We don't really know that much about the story, other than there's cultists. You're coming in to kick their ass and make that shit stop. Far Cry 4. It's a Far Cry game. There's shooting and stuff. Yeah. Admittedly, I was a little surprised to find out that Far Cry 5 was taking place in America. Rural America, sure, but still. Far Cry, you imagine some far-off, exotic place, like in the previous games. Remote mountain region, Tibet, middle of tribal island somewhere. I have no idea what the first two Far Cry games were about. But you get the idea, and I actually had the idea of actually rationalizing still calling it Far Cry but having it take place in America by you playing an immigrant. So you're from India, I don't know. You're from someplace far off, and you're coming to America, and you just pass through this town that happens to be taken over by these cultist fucks, and so if they're anything like the Klan, they're not gonna like you. So yeah, you gotta fight them off. But that's apparently not what's happening. I think that would have been interesting, though. I think that would have been really interesting to show xenophobia from an outside perspective, but whatever. This looks fine. No big complaint. And the last game they showed is Beyond Good and Evil 2. We've been waiting for this game. We've had teasers in the past. Apparently, this is real. We're making this shit now. This is happening. Yeah. We're really serious about this shit. And actually watching it, I was like, is this Beyond Good and Evil 2? No, don't fuck with me. Ubisoft, do not fuck with my heart. Right the fuck now. No, don't you do it. But yeah, it is. It's Beyond Good and Evil 2. Surprisingly, it isn't a sequel to Beyond Good and Evil. It's a prequel. It actually takes place before Jade was born, and it looks very Fifth Element-y, that sort of thing. And the main character, at least one of the main characters, is a British monkey with a mechanical gauntlet that shoots the hand up like a grappling hook, and he can pull himself up and he has a partner, this chick on a motorcycle. She's black, which he's a smuggler of some kind, and he sold this fat Fu Manchu pig dude this gold idol that's actually made of chocolate for a data card of some kind, and it's apparently a map. So, and they take the map to a ship run by this woman, and they're on the ship, and they go and they fly off the planet, and apparently you can go to different planets now, which is okay, I'm good with that. Different planets, cool. Like No Man's Sky, except actually structured, so it'll probably be good. Not entirely sure what the fuck is happening. it looks interesting, and the ship's captain might be Jade's mom. We don't know. Like, we just know that the game takes place before Jade is born, and the fact that they specifically say before she was born is interesting. It's like well, they just said before Jade. I don't know if it was before Jade was born or that might not be a thing. It's just like, no, Jade isn't in this. It's before her time, but it's possible that the captain is Jade's mom. I don't know, but yeah, Beyond Good and Evil. That's happening. They are actually bringing in people into something called the Space Monkey program, which I guess is beta testing. I don't know. So it seems like they are definitely moving forward with this. It isn't just a trailer. They are working on this. Hopefully it's happening. We can't be completely sure. This is Ubisoft. They have fucked us over in the past with this, but this might be real. It might be. We don't know. Yeah, that was actually it. Pretty short conference, not as short as not as short or as disappointing as Bethesda's. It was pretty good and had some really interesting things. It showed us some cool new stuff and some stuff we already expected. It gave us a little bit more information on Far Cry 5, which is good. The Mario Rabbids thing just came out of fucking nowhere, if you ask me. But okay. So yeah, Ubisoft, not bad, pretty good. I'm not sure if Sony's press conference has started already. It might have. But I'm gonna check that out. You know. Get this edited and rendered and everything like that, but this video will almost certainly not go live until at least 10 at fucking night. So, you know, whatever. But you know, be back with Sony's press conference sometime later tonight. So I'll see y'all later.